Now, still in the northwest, hundreds of miners are still underground in Stilfontein. An urgent application brought by Mining-Affected Communities United in Action has been dismissed. Joining us for more on this is Christopher Rutledge. He's Executive Director of MACUA Advice Office. Good evening, Christopher. Thank you very much for joining us on the program. Let's firstly start with your reaction to the court's dismissal of that urgent application.
Yes, thank you very much. So, we were very disappointed with the ruling by the court. We felt that the court may have missed some very important details in the way that it ruled. Because on the one hand, the court said, look, we acknowledge that the miners are trapped. But on the other hand, it says we cannot hold the state to account, or we cannot ask or compel the police services and the state to extract those miners. Now, we feel that that is patently wrong in the way that our constitution is interpreted, in that, the right to life is a sacrosanct right, and the police, as the custodians of law and order, are the ones that are ultimately required to uphold that law. Now, we know also that, today we got some more letters from the miners indicating that, very worryingly now, that some of the miners have resorted to cannibalism to survive, because people are dying in numbers now and they have no access. So, we were very disappointed that the court admitted that there was
Pardon
a problem.
me for interjecting there, Christopher.
Mm-hmm.
Just pardon me for interjecting there. Just for clarity, you're saying they've resorted to cannibalism.
Look, this is one of the letters are saying that it's becoming really desperate. Now, I am relying on somebody else's translation on this, but it does appear as if people are becoming desperate and resorting to eating whatever they can find underground, because there is no food. We've run out of money.
Whatever they can find being what?
Sorry?
Just for clarity again, whatever they can find being what in this respect? I just want further details on just the statement that was conveyed, or at least the letter that you received. So they're resorting to eat whatever they can find, as in what?
So one of the letters did indicate that they are starting to feed off the remains of some of the dead people, because people are absolutely desperate. Again, I must say that this is a note that we received today. I'm relying on a translation, and it is not my first-hand translation. So I want to go with caution on this one and say that in any event, the situation has become absolutely desperate. There is no more time to waste. And every day that the state delays is another miner or two. They tell us now that there's another 9 bodies below, that other miners have fallen down the shaft in trying to escape. They've tried to climb out, but because they're weak and they can't hold on and there's not enough support, they are falling down. So they fall down the shaft. So the miners are located at 2.6 kilometers. And if they fall down, there's another deep depth below that where, it's just nobody's able to retrieve beyond that. So we are getting indications that people are dying. People are becoming desperate, trying to get out. And in the process, they are dying. And it's really just a horrendous situation, a humanitarian crisis that really rivals what is happening in the worst locations in the world, including in Gaza. And part of the problem that we have is that this is a controllable situation. We can save the lives if the state acts according to the Constitution, and if the court were to act according to the Constitution, but it hasn't. And so we are going to have to go directly to the Constitutional Court to get some relief, to get these miners saved and to extract them from this humanitarian crisis.
Mm-hmm. What of the alternative exit that was opened? Because the police have continuously emphasized this, that beyond just the Shaft 11 exit, which was the one where it would be far difficult and many of them would need stamina. If it's not that one, there is the second exit that was opened where they could actually walk out. So what is the situation there now?
Yeah. So again, the court has confirmed, as well as the Harmony Gold Mining Company, who has a better insight into how the caves and the passageways underneath are constructed. All of them have confirmed, including miners that have come up, the mining companies themselves that are that hold the mining rights there, they have confirmed that if you are in shaft 11, there is no ways that you can exit via the Margaret shaft, as the police has been alleging. So this has been in court. They have not disputed those facts. That fact still stand, and that is why the court has said that these miners are trapped. So what the police are telling the public is an absolute fallacy. It's incorrect. It
so
is not
those who
based in
exit,
fact.
pardon me for interjecting there again, just for clarity, those who exit then from Margaret shaft, would they be coming from a completely different shaft and not necessarily shaft
Absolutely,
11?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am, that is correct. So the mine is extremely big. It is hundreds of kilometers of tunnels, 19 different levels, going down to 3, maybe more kilometers. And so the miners that did exit out of Margaret shaft were in different locations. And what we have been saying is that the miners who are trapped in shaft 11 cannot exit in any other way. The mining company has confirmed that there is no ways for them. The letters we received today say that some of the miners, in their desperation, have tried to navigate from shaft 11 to shaft 10, but they have died in the process because it's so treacherous. So they are absolutely trapped, and there's really no ways for them to come out. Even though other miners might be coming out from different locations or might have been able to navigate a very perilous journey to exit out of shaft 10, as an example. But the bulk of miners, which we believe to be in their hundreds, are trapped in shaft 11.
Then to the current situation now, on Christmas Eve. Is the community still stationed at the entrance?
Yeah, look, we have been barred by the court and the police from being there after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We can only be there on weekdays. And so it's been very difficult. Our volunteers have been there. Our teams have gathered as much food and as water as we can today to drop down. And we've tried to provide some relief, but it's not even close to enough. I mean, we've done some calculations, and to keep 800 miners alive, we need to be sending down at least 2 tons of food a day. And that is we're not even close to that. We're lucky if we send down 10 to 20 kilograms of food a day. And so we are falling way short. And like I say, the disaster is that the police and the state is standing by while these miners are dying.
So where to from here? Will you be petitioning the Constitutional Court?
We have no other option. We don't have resources, but we are going to have to petition the court because what else can one do? As a community, as civil society, we are not able to do what needs to be done. We can only offer as much support as we can, and there's been some really remarkable volunteers who are willing to really throw everything in, but it's simply not enough. We need the resources and the wherewithal of the state in order to make a difference. And so if we have to go to the Constitutional Court, then we're going to have to rely on that as our last avenue to save the lives of those miners.
Christopher, thank you very much for your time this evening. That's Christopher Rutledge. He's Executive Director of MACUA Advice Office.